Little Red Riding Hood isn't an idiot. She knows the creature before her isn't her grandmother. But honestly, this wolf has been nicer to her more than her grandmother had ever been. Little Red Riding Hood sang to herself as she strolled through the forest. On the surface, it was a delightful image. Listening closer to her voice revealed a wavering confidence and a hint of reluctance. Her steps were slow to match her attitude. Perfect for a wolf. "Where are you going?" The wolf moved behind her. Little Red stopped in her tracks. "I'm delivering food to my sick grandmother." She opened her basket. "Would you like to try the sausage?" "Wouldn't your grandmother be angry?" The wolf stepped back. He didn't want to be gifted food. He wanted to take the food. His hunger was for the challenge. "She's always angry. I'd rather the sausage to go to someone who enjoys it rather than a curmudgeon," she replied. "It sounds like she just has a bad mood. I suggest picking flowers to cheer her up," the wolf said. Little Red shrugged. "It won't work, but it can't hurt." Little Red began picking flowers as the wolf watched. She lingered and wafted in every scent before picking it. The wolf realized that Little Red wouldn't give her a challenge, but a challenge could be created. Her grandma's house was known in the forest as a place to avoid. She didn't tolerate unwanted guests and any animals that stepped inside. Her food supply always seemed to be low, giving little reason for animals to enter. When the wolf arrived at her house, he found the door open. He crouched and stalked through the narrow corridor. The old woman was asleep in her bed. Frustrated by the lack of conflict, the wolf grabbed her leg and dragged her to the closet. Donning her clothes, he jumped into bed, waiting for Little Red. "Grandma, I bought some flowers and food," Little Red yells. The wolf smiles. "Perfect, my dear. Come closer so I can," the wolf shouts. "Are you sick? Your voice sounds deeper," Little Red says as she walks to the wolf. "I just want to give you a proper greeting." Little Red sighs and shakes her head when she sees the wolf. "Really? You can't expect me to believe this," she says. "What do you mean? Do you not recognize your grandma? You have fur all over your body. It's a new coat. Your eyes, ears, and hands have changed shape. I just want to see, hear, and embrace you better. You have a snout." The wolf grew frustrated with Little Red. "I just wanted to eat you better." The wolf tried to pounce on Little Red, but he was hit back with a hard metal object. When he opened his eyes, he saw Little Red standing over him with a small hammer. "Do you really think I'd walk through the forest alone without protection?" she asked. "Red, what's going on out there? Why'd you put me in a closet?" her grandma shouted behind the door. "Get me out of here! It smells worse than you!" "In a minute! I'm dealing with a wolf," Little Red shouted back. "A wolf? Why did you let a wolf in here, you idiot?" Little Red sighed. "It didn't. It snuck in while you were asleep." "I would never do that. Don't lie to me. Your mother clearly failed to teach you the value of the truth," Grandma said. "I didn't realize how rude she was. Has she always been like this?" the wolf asked. "Yep, she's a real pain," Little Red replied. The wolf crawled out of the covers. "I'll leave you alone. You've clearly got a lot to deal with." "Wait, can I come with you? I've enjoyed your company more than I've ever enjoyed hers." "I just tried to eat you." "I don't care." Sure. sure, I guess. Little Red followed the wolf carrying her basket and hammer. She tossed the flowers on the bed. "See you next time, Grandma," she yelled. "Let me out of here right now!" A soft breeze brushed against Little Red and she giggled, reaching down to pluck a dandelion from the ground. Taking a deep breath, she exhaled, the seeds of the dandelion fluttering into the sky like little umbrellas. I wonder if someone as cruel as Grandma would appreciate these dandelions to decorate her empty flower pots, she thought. A shadow that loomed behind Little Red startled her, and with a squeak she dropped the dandelion she was holding, turning around in shock. Behind her was a wolf, but not just a normal wolf. Instead, it was a wolf that stood on twos and had a human-like smile on his face. It doesn't hurt to try and be friends, she wondered. Does it? "Hello," she greeted cheerfully, wringing her hands together shyly. "I'm Little Red." All of the warnings that Mother had ingrained into her mind had gone out the window. "Would you like to be my friend?" The wolf looked at her in shock. Then his snout morphed into what seemed like a friendly smile. "Why, hello there," he replied, his voice gravelly and deep. "I would love to be your friend." He licked his chops. "But what is such a lovely little girl doing in these dangerous woods?" His furry head tilted in confusion. "The thing is," Little Red explained cheerfully, swinging her basket to and fro, "going through the forest is the quickest way to visit Grandma." And with that, her face suddenly dropped, and tears bloomed in her eyes. "Oh no! If I don't get going soon, I'm going to be late. Grandma will be so angry. She'll punish me for sure." Wolf tapped his teeth, thinking. "Well," he thought out loud, "why don't you climb onto my back and we'll get there faster? Just tell me where she lives." Little Red's eyes instantly brightened as she nodded quickly before she could change her mind. Wolf leaned down onto all fours and she climbed onto his fuzzy back. "All right," she began as Wolf began to trot. "Just turn the bend over there." The thing that gave away Grandma's cottage was the amount of smoke that came out of its chimney. As it came into view, the empty cracked pots were seen on its dirty windows and on the overgrown lawn. "There's Grandma's house!" Little Red called out and hopped down, patting Wolf's head on impulse. "Thanks for the ride, Wolf." Wolf grinned and sat down obediently. "I'll just wait here," he replied, eagerness glinting in his cunning black eyes. Nodding, Little Red skipped towards Grandma's door and knocked. fixing a serious look on her face. "Come in," her grandma's weary voice said, and Little Red opened the door, wrinkling her nose at the blast of foul air that came out of the cottage. Taking a deep breath of fresh air, she held it as she entered the cottage, the floorboards creaking ominously, and laid the basket of goodies onto Grandma's nightstand. As quietly as she could, she retreated outside again where the wolf was waiting patiently. "All done," Little Red explained, preparing to get onto Wolf's back. But he stopped her before she could, and she furrowed her brow in confusion. "Could I meet your grandma, too?" Wolf asked. "She seems like a lovely lady." "All right," the gullible Little Red answered while looking at the rapidly darkening sky worriedly. "But hurry, I want to get home before the sun sets." Wolf nodded and entered the cottage. A few minutes later, he exited with his fangs bloody. "What happened to you?" Little Red asked as she mounted him. "Did you get hurt?" Wolf nodded. "Just banged my snout. It's all fine now."